So you might notice that the microphone quality is better than last time too. And that's because I was using a filter that was still making the quality really bad. Now, actually, it wasn't like terrible per se, but essentially what it did was the best way to describe what I thought was off with the microphone was that, you know how if you turn up a microphone too loud, it'll kind of sound terrible if it's too loud. There's a bit of distortion and stuff that naturally comes with the microphone being too loud. Well, I felt that the normal volume that I had the same effect as it being too loud. And it never used to do that before I added microphone filters. So I went through the filters one more time and I think I finally found the ideal filters. Everything before this sucked. In fact, I thought it was better without filters before, and this is with filters now. I mean, I had filters last time, but I didn't think it sounded that good. It had the distortion at normal volume. And that just drove me crazy after a while. And I figured out sort of what's going on. So now I have a filter configuration that's better. So I noticed that it sounded way more natural without any filters at all, but it was also too quiet. And yeah, so I added a couple filters that don't screw up the sound, and I have it turned up a bit too. So now the natural volume should pretty much be on par with everybody I watch on YouTube anyway. Seemed like everybody else's mic was louder and better. I feel like I got mine to a similar point. Now, it could be considerably better yet, but this is probably the best I'm going to get out of this microphone now. So I'm pretty pleased with that since I finally figured it out. Now, I was actually trying a desk mic before, which sounds a bit better than this one. But this took way too long, and I decided not to go with the desk mic because it uses analog, just like what I was using with this microphone before. I'm now sort of using digital with this. It's not fully digital, but a lot more things are digital than it used to be. So that should remove some of the noise in the line, hopefully, but not entirely. Honestly, it doesn't matter with the music in the background. It's going to cover up any noise anyway, but it is better than it was when I had it on analog before. So hopefully this is better. I'm actually not 100% sure because when I first tested this filter configuration, I did it directly on a stereo interface. This is a mono interface now, and I'm doing that so I can capture all the computers again. So that's why I'm doing it that way. Yeah, when I use the desk mic, which I have over there, it does that clipping sometimes where you probably remember from the fourth video when I was experimenting with it and it did this horrible sounds. Well, that desk mic does that sometimes, and it's not the mic itself, it's actually the analog interface. I might, if I got some sort of adapter, I could probably fix that, but in the long run, I'm not going to use a desk mic because that would just be inconvenient to haul around because I have an entire stand. It's actually not necessarily a desk mic, it's a stand right next to my desk, and then this long arm that's connected to the mic. In fact, I have some clips of using it yet now that I think about it. I could show you what the desk mic would be like. But yeah, the desk mic is better quality, but long term, I prefer to use a clip-on mic because I can walk around and use my standing desk. But when I'm sitting, the desk mic would be nice in that situation. And this took way longer to set up than I thought it would. If I was able to set this up a lot quicker, then I would have considered it. But I had a feeling that I might run into that clipping problem throughout, and I just didn't want to take my chances there. So yeah, audio should be a lot better, and I feel like it's got a little bit more crispiness compared to before. The distortion was like completely ruining that, I thought, but this should hopefully be better. But my testing so far looks like it is, so I'm pretty pleased about that. I got it all pulled up, so let me pull it up real quick. So as you can see, there's the desk mic, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear the audio just fine, but because I didn't figure that out ahead of time, but here it is. Yeah, there's something about my other filter that's just been bothering me, so I've been... This is just a test recording with that desk mic. Here's what it would be otherwise. Trying different configurations. Like, my original plan wasn't to use a desk mic like this, but I happen to have this lying around, so why not experiment with it and see how well it works. I physically muted it here. It's got an on and off switch, which is kind of cool, I guess. So yeah, that's essentially what it would be like otherwise. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.